go ahead and jump in just so we can make sure that we have enough time to get through all the information and answer any questions that you may have for us today. So my name is Sage Ober. I serve as the Associate Director for New Student and Transition Programs here at the University of Richmond, and I'm joined by my colleague, Dani Dho Roberts, who is in the Student Center for Equity and Inclusion, and I will have them introduce themselves in a little bit and talk more about the program that they're here to talk about today. But as you can see, we are here to talk about transition programs, which include Endeavor, Outdoor Adventure Recreation, or Outdoor Adventure Richmond, and Thrive. And so let me put up a slideshow we have to help get you all some information about our different programs. So first, I'm going to jump into some information just generally about transition programs that may be helpful for you to have. So as you can see from this webinar, we have a number of different transition programs to offer to new incoming spiders. And so they occur just prior to New Spider Orientation. That happens, New Spider Orientation happens on Wednesday, August 21st. And so with transition programs, students get the chance to move onto campus a bit earlier. So on Sunday, August 18th, and they have a couple of days, again, to go through the different programs that are offered through their transition program and get acquainted to campus, get to meet people. So it's a great advantage to kind of get your journey at Richmond started. So again, those programs will start Sunday, August 18th, and they run through the morning of Wednesday, August 21st, and then students will jump into New Spider Orientation programming at that point. Another kind of helpful thing to note is that we do get a lot of questions about this, is that during New Spider Orientation, we offer a parent and family orientation. And for our parents and families of students who are in transition programs, we do the same. So we offer the same program. And again, we will repeat the same thing, and that will happen on the morning of Monday, August 19th. So if your student is accepted to a transition program, this is helpful information to know and plan for if you would like to stay and attend the parent and family orientation. It's not a requirement by any means, but again, definitely a helpful way to get some information to you. The other thing that's not mentioned here that's nice to know for parents and families is we do offer a parent and family reception on the evening of Sunday, August 18th. So while students are doing things related to their transition program, again, we will have that reception for parents and family. And it's a really great way to meet other, again, parents and families of students who are in transition programs, but also to get the chance to connect with different staff and faculty members who are also in attendance as well. Another thing that might be helpful to know is there are no additional costs for students who choose to participate in any pre-orientation program. So again, it is free of charge. So that is, I think, a perk. And then the other nice thing to note is that students, when they arrive, will move right into their fall housing assignment. We get that question a lot of like, if you're moving in early, does that mean you need to go somewhere else? And that is not the case. Again, you will move and get here early and again, go right into your fall housing assignment. Oh, and one thing I'll add here is I'm going to move through this presentation, but then at the end, we will answer questions. And so there is a question and answer box. So if you do type things in, we'll get to those at the end too. Just should have said that earlier, but just want to make sure you were aware. So with the transition programs that are offered, again, we're here tonight to discuss the Endeavor Pre-Orientation Program, Outdoor Adventure Richmond, or OAR, Thrive Multicultural Orientation, and not with us is International Orientation. So again, international students do not need to apply to that program. They are accepted. So again, that's why they are not here, because there is not an application process. But again, please know that that is another one of the transition programs happening concurrently. So one of the changes I think we're most proud of that we've made recently is that students have the opportunity to take part in Endeavor, Thrive, and/or International orientation. So again, students can choose to just be in one of those programs, but if multiples speak to them, we have schedules and tracks made so that students can have the opportunity to participate in each of them. Again, obviously, if you're participating in 2 or 3, that means that kind of your experience in one might be a little shorter than if you did that the full time. But again, you will get an amazing experience no matter what option you choose. And we wanted to allow students to, again, have the chance to choose what is going to work best for them. So we piloted this last year and we had a lot of really great feedback from students. So again, we're really excited to be able to offer that again to students this year. With the only exception to this is Outdoor Adventure Richmond, or OAR, is the only program that you cannot combine with other programs. And that is largely because those students are off campus taking part in outdoor activities around the city of Richmond. And so because of that, they are unable to be around to participate in different things happening with the other transition programs. However, with that being said, there are opportunities for all programs to get the chance to come together and meet people from different groups. So we offer a variety of different social activities at the end of each day, and again, different things throughout the experience where students are going to get the opportunity to meet people, again, from across the different transition programs. And I think that this is one of the things that's most exciting, is that students get the chance to arrive early and start to find their place here. And you will get the chance to have a really tight-knit kind of community and transition program experience with the specific groups you are a part of, but it also allows you to expand and get to know more people outside of that before you have 900 students on campus for new Spider orientation. So again, it's just nice to know that you have the opportunity to kind of progress and get to meet people in different ways throughout this experience. So with that being said, I'm going to jump into talking about the Richmond Endeavor program first. And so I work directly with that program, and I'm really excited to get the chance to talk with you all about it today. So I have a couple quotes throughout the presentation to help kind of give some context of feedback we've gotten from students about participating in Endeavor. Endeavor, as noted, and you might have heard, and also through just being here today, it is clearly a program for first-year students, and it's really the hallmark kind of academic program at the institution. There's a lot of great benefits to joining this program. I know I'm obviously biased, but I again could go on for days about them. But it is a really great way for students to kind of get started with their academic journey at UR and get connected to faculty and staff in ways that they might not normally. I'll mention this in a minute, but again, students have the chance to take classes with the same faculty member in the same cohort. So again, they really get to create connections and get to know a faculty member, again, in a very intentional and specific way. Also, again, because you're having specific experiences with the students you're taking classes with, again, you really get to form a community and get to know people who have similar academic interests as you. So again, it's a really great opportunity to start your Richmond journey off. So some of the core pieces of the Richmond Endeavor that I think are important to know about is, again, students will be taking 2 linked courses. So what that means is that they, again, will take a course in the fall and spring semester together. These courses usually satisfy either a web of inquiry requirement, so often like a first-year seminar requirement, and or courses for a specific major. So again, a great way to kind of get started and get set in specific classes. Again, we have people who apply who really know there's a specific major and that's something they want to explore. But we also have students who will look at the topics and say, that topic looks really interesting to me and something I would just be interested in getting to know more about. So it really, again, allows you to hone in on something depending on what you're looking for. The other thing I think that's a perk and something to mention here is that with those fall and spring semester courses for Endeavor, you are pre-registered. So again, it is one class that is set and you know you will absolutely be in. So again, I think that is another benefit to mention of joining the Richmond Endeavor. Another piece, as I mentioned, is the faculty. So again, you get to take that fall and spring semester course with the specific faculty member, so you really get to know them. That faculty member also will serve as an advisor from the time that you enter the University of Richmond to the time you declare your major. So again, you really get to create a relationship with that advisor and faculty member and get to know them. And again, they'll help kind of talk you through different interests and things that you might be interested in exploring here to get you set up. Also, you'll get the chance to have a navigator who is a student peer mentor. Most of our navigators have participated in the Richmond Endeavor previously, so they have some past knowledge of what the experience is like. They're also able to help and guide around academic topics, help with course registration. So again, those students, once one's accepted to the program, navigators will be reaching out this summer. So again, it's also a great way to connect with a peer prior to one's arrival on campus. There's the Endeavor pre-orientation program, which again, we're here to talk a little bit about today. And so again, it is a great way for students to get to arrive to campus early and get to know one another and just connect prior to their experience. One of the kind of core components of the Endeavor pre-orientation program is that there is 4 short courses that take part or that take place during that time, and they are all taught by the faculty member that you will be taking your Endeavor course with throughout the year. So it's again a great way to connect early on and start to get an idea of what the academic experience and classroom experience at the University of Richmond looks like. And the other piece is that students who enroll in Endeavor will live in Laura Robbins Court together. So again, you know where you will live. I think the other thing to mention here is that students in the Richmond Endeavor will live with other students in the Richmond Endeavor. So you don't necessarily have to be in the same Endeavor program, but you both would have to be in the Endeavor, be accepted to Endeavor in general. We often get a lot of questions about that. So if you know there's someone you want to room with and you also want to take part in the Richmond Endeavor, that roommate would also need to be in an Endeavor program. We have a multitude of communities that we're offering for the 24-25 year. I'm really excited because this is the most Endeavor communities we have had ever. So there's a lot of really great options for students to get the chance to explore. As you can see, there is a variety of different topics that are covered. What I would say, and what I say to most people, is one of the most helpful tools, I think, in trying to think through if Endeavor is the right fit for you, or what, if you know you want to be in Endeavor, what program would be the best option, is to go to our website, which if you search Endeavor University of Richmond, you will find. And on our website, if you click any of these topics, you will get information in general about the program. You'll get what courses are being offered as a part of that program. There's information about the faculty member and information about the short course that's offered during the Endeavor pre-orientation experience. So again, a really great way to just get some information and think through what communities might be the right fit for you. Again, here is another slide with a quote. And I really wanted to highlight this because I think, again, another piece that makes Endeavor really special is that, again, you have those classroom experiences, but you also have things happening outside of the classroom as well. Our faculty do a really great job of creating opportunities that relate to what you're studying in the classroom. And so, groups will take day trips to DC or trips to different museums and cultural sites in the city of Richmond. People have went to different Broadway plays that come through Richmond. So again, there's a lot of really awesome opportunities that get offered, and you have the chance to kind of engage in those opportunities with the peers in your class as well as your faculty member. Also, we do community programs as well. So again, different social activities. We did like a fall festival where people carved pumpkins and had treats, and we do all kinds of different activities as well. So again, you get different chances to connect, again, with your specific class as well as with students across the Endeavor program. So I think one of the other helpful pieces here is how one would apply for Endeavor. So the application deadline for Endeavor is June 1st, 2024. So we're right a little less than a month to apply. Just some information that's helpful to know. You are able to apply for up to 5 communities. So if you look through that list and you're like, there's a bunch I'd be interested in, please apply for multiples. On the other hand, we have some people that are like, I want this one Endeavor program, and that is it. And that's okay too. So you can range, but just know that you can apply for up to 5 communities. You apply online via your Spider portal. So if you go to our website and click on the Apply Now link, it's going to link you into your Spider portal. So that is where you will fill out the application. The application is not meant to be a burden. So again, we do ask for a couple short answer questions, and we want to get that information to get to know you and again, figure out which communities might be the right fit for you. So again, we ask that you share the information that is helpful, but also don't feel like you need to write multiple paragraphs or something. It's not meant to be challenging, but rather, again, a way for us to get to know you a little bit more and again, figure out what might be the right fit for you. Once the application closes on June 1st, there is a really quick turnaround because we have to get students in Endeavor into housing. And so people will hear back by June 7th, 2024 with an offer for an Endeavor community and have the choice to say, yes, I want to do this, or no, I don't. So we do have students ask like, I'm not sure, but I think I want to apply. And that's okay. If you think it might be something you're interested, I say, go ahead and apply. And you always have the chance to say, no, this isn't the right fit for me, and I don't want to do this anymore. So again, just know if you apply, that's okay too. Again, while I love Endeavor and we'll promote it all day long, I, again, want people who are incoming students to make the right choices and informed, again, decisions for them. So just know that. And then again, like I said, and talked about housing a little bit, once you accept your Endeavor offer, you're able to match or choose a roommate within Star Res, who's another Endeavor student. So you will only be able to match with those specific students. If you don't have a student or a friend you want to live with, that is okay too. Residence Life will take the information that is in your portal and match you with another Endeavor student who would be a good roommate match. So again, just know if you have a roommate that idea you want to live with, that's awesome. If not, that is okay too, and not rare. So that covers, again, a general overview of the Endeavor program. I will take a minute to talk a little bit about the Outdoor Adventure Richmond program, or OAR. So this program we've kind of reimagined for this upcoming year. Richmond as a city has a lot of awesome outdoor opportunities for students to take part in, and this is a really great way for students to do just that. I don't directly run this program, and so I'm going to give you a general overview, but we can absolutely get you in touch if people have specific questions with people who are running this program. But again, it is a really great way to meet new friends and make connections, get to know the city of Richmond, and explore the outdoors around the city. I know they're working on kind of still setting up the activities, but things like kayaking, yoga, hiking in the city will take part during the Outdoor Adventure program. So I'm, again, really excited to get students outdoors here, but also, again, allow them to explore Richmond and know different opportunities that are available for them year round while they are students here. Students of various kind of outdoor abilities are able to apply. So again, we often get the question of do I need to be an outdoor enthusiast to join OAR? And that is not the case. Again, I think having an interest in the outdoors is probably helpful. But again, know that there is flexibility in this. And again, we're really excited to have this program kind of reimagined because it will allow Outdoor Adventure Richmond students to go out and explore and take part in awesome opportunities throughout the day. But also get the chance to take part in things on campus as well. So like I said, some of those social activities at night, it will allow them to get connected and meet other students in transition programs that way as well. So again, that's some general information about OAR. I think the other important piece to know is their application is currently open, and it also closes on June 1st. So again, you still have a couple weeks if you are interested in doing so. And then they will review those applications and figure out who is the best fit for that transition program. So with that said, I'm going to stop talking for a minute and toss it over to my colleague, Dani, to give some information to you all about the Thrive Multicultural Orientation Program.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Dani Dho Roberts. I am the Associate Director for Multicultural Programs in the Student Center for Equity and Inclusion. I've been with the university for 2 years now, and I have the wonderful honor of coordinating the Thrive Multicultural Orientation Experience. So a little bit about this program, where Sage was telling you a little bit about how Endeavor is really about building community, but also getting a lens into the classroom experience prior to, classes starting. The point of Thrive Multicultural Orientation is all about community building. It's very focused on the out of classroom experience of multicultural students. And so this program primarily centers our Black and African American, our Latinx, Asian, Pacific Islander, Desi, Arab, Native Hawaiian, and Native American student populations. And the reason for that is because historically at the University of Richmond, these populations were technically what we call underserved communities, being a predominantly white institution. And so this program is actually a reiteration of a program that existed for several years prior. And so we reimagined this program to be a part of a three-part system, which I'll go a little bit into later. So the need for this program is still evident to this day because our racial minority student populations still make up a smaller portion of the campus community. And so those students have sometimes a little bit more of a challenging time getting to know campus, but also really getting acquainted with the institution and building community with students with similar identities, which has shown in various studies that students really want that, especially in their first year experience, being able to connect with students that look similar to them and have similar life experiences to them. And so that's why we created this program so many years ago, and why we also reinstilled or reinvented the program once I took over. So some of the things that you can expect from this program are things like sessions with professors, getting to know professors and staff members who identify as people of color on campus, getting students connected with those individuals on campus, so that way they feel connected to, someone who is in a professional setting on this campus, to get them really feeling like, oh, like I can actually exist on this campus as who I am because I have connections on this campus that look like me and that share these similar experiences as me. We also have what we call community building opportunities, where it's exactly as it sounds. What we do is we create various programs, workshops, and things of that nature that really bond the group together. And so when you leave Thrive Multicultural Orientation, you are part of a small family, essentially. Really, these students get really close together and just create this bond that continues for the next 4 years. They really do an amazing job of getting to know each other, but also being able to share their stories, getting to know the backgrounds of the other people in Thrive, and really having the opportunity to understand, where do you fall within the community, and who can you lean on as a person of color in the greater University of Richmond community, right? And so we have this session called What's Up at UR, which is a very popular session. And many students come to it. And the What's Up at UR session is essentially an opportunity for for incoming first year students to have the opportunity to meet with upper division orientation advisors who also identify as multicultural, and really having that peer-to-peer opportunity to get to know campus and what is it like to navigate the campus as a person of color, or what we more affectionately know as the multicultural student community. Um, and so when you join Thrive, so for those students who are only in Thrive, so Sage was talking a little bit about how if you are a part of Endeavor, you have the opportunity to participate in Thrive as well. But as Sage said before, it is also an abbreviated version of Thrive and an abbreviated version of Endeavor, because there are so many facets that go into each of our programs. And so this is one of those facets that I'm about to talk about. So any student that is primarily in Thrive, that is only participating in Thrive, will get what we call a special. And this is an upper division student who is one of our orientation advisors, who becomes your mentor in navigating the multicultural experience at the University of Richmond. When I tell you that our students get really, really into it, it is not a lie. Students really bond with those mentors, and our mentors bond with the students as well, really creating that very close relationship, because navigating college alone, you know, when you first get here is challenging, right? Like it's a whole new place, and you're meeting a group of new people, and now you're becoming part of an institution that has over 3,500 students, right? And so having that special person, just like in the Endeavor program, how you get a navigator, it's the same concept. This mentor is there to support you and really help you get acquainted with the institution, but also help you navigate those specific channels. Like, who is the best person to talk to about this? Or like, what kind of resources can your mentor get you in touch with? So that way you would better be able to understand or be able to experience the University of Richmond to the best of your abilities, right? And so that's like the broad, you know, strokes of the Thrive multicultural experience. However, the Thrive multicultural orientation is not, it does not stop there. It doesn't stop at orientation. The Thrive multicultural orientation is actually a part of a three-part program called the Thrive multicultural experience. And so we have Thrive orientation, we have Thrive community, which is a continuation of community building between our first year students that have participated in Thrive orientation and all the other students on campus that identify as multicultural who participate in the program. I will preface and make sure that I state that you are more than welcome to participate in Thrive community, even if you have not participated in Thrive orientation. So Thrive orientation is not a prerequisite to Thrive community. I want to make that perfectly clear. A lot of people get that confused. Thrive community is open to the entire multicultural community at the University of Richmond. And so it's not a requirement for you to have gone through Thrive orientation. So that Thrive community is an expansion. So it includes all students from all 4 years. And then we have what we call Thrive Success. Thrive Success is a post-collegiate preparatory program. So it's, even though anyone is welcome to those programs, it really centers the junior and senior multicultural experience. What can we do to help you be prepared for the postgraduate experience? We have a variety of workshops and programs that explore, like, okay, you got the job offer. Now, how do you negotiate this? How do you understand where you're going to live, like what do I have to look into to assess cost of living, things like that, really understanding the postgraduate experience and understanding, how do I build community outside of college now, right? Because that's one of the largest challenges of the postgraduate experience is building those relationships outside of your workspace and outside of your school space. Um, and so that's like a little bit of a lens into the Thrive Multicultural experience as a whole. You can find more information about the Thrive Multicultural experience by visiting our website. If you go to inclusion.richmond.edu, again, that's inclusion.richmond.edu. And so you can find all the information about those there. And you probably want to know about the application/registration. So we do not have an application process per se for the Thrive multicultural experience. So for Thrive orientation, you just simply have to register. We don't review applications or anything like that. So any student that wants to participate in Thrive multicultural orientation, that identifies within those communities and really feels like they want to build those communities up has the opportunity to join Thrive. We just review the registration, make sure everything looks good, and then boom, you're in Thrive orientation. And so priority registration closes on June 1st. But we also have a general registration that closes on July 1st for any students that were like, oh, I didn't know anything about the program. It won't be too late. You still have until July 1st. But we do emphasize the importance of trying to get it in before the priority registration of June 1st, just because we use a lot of that time in June to be able to pair you up with your specials and really build out the program, and also gives us numbers so that way we can, give people numbers that need the numbers.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Dani. I will just flip this one slide up quickly so you can see names and contact information for us. And afterwards, we are recording this, so this presentation will go up on the New Spider Orientation YouTube page. So if you need any of the information we talked about or want contact information, feel free to take a look at that. With that said, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here so I can take a look at some questions. So if you have questions, feel free to submit them in the question and answer box at the bottom of the screen. So one of the questions we have is, are transition programs an alternative to regular orientation? And so they are not, they go kind of in tandem with orientation. So again, students who take part in a transition program will arrive on Sunday, August 18th and take part in transition program activities through the morning of Wednesday, August 21st. And then New Spider Orientation starts the evening of Wednesday, August 21st and goes through Saturday, August 23rd. I'm trying to make sure I get all the dates right. So just know, again, you will take part in both of those experiences.
I will say that you can think of the transition programs as like a special interest or community building opportunity prior to the new student orientation. Because I will say that, participating in Endeavor, Thrive, International Orientation, or OAR, those are great opportunities to build relationships with other students. Because once new student orientation starts, you go from knowing, like several, few people to now you're part of an experience that has over 800 people, right? And so it can be a little overwhelming. And so having the opportunity to meet people with a little bit less of a, giant crowd is a lot easier, and sometimes is the preference of some folks.
Yeah, I would say often just to go off of Dani that most times when we get like feedback from students about their orientation experience, that most who go through transition programs express kind of how grateful and thankful they were to come prior to the full group for New Spider orientation because of all of those reasons Dani just mentioned too.
Mm-hmm.
So another question we have is, as an international student, can I reject the international orientation to do one of the others? So with international orientation, if you are a student who is coming into the US for the first time, you do need to take part in international
Mm-hmm.
orientation. If you are an international student who has been maybe in a high school or boarding school experience in the States, then it's kind of an optional program. However, what I will say is, even if that's required, you still can join other transition programs. So if you are an international student who will take part in international orientation, you can apply to be in Endeavor or Thrive or both. So again, we have different tracks and we'll work with you specifically to make sure that you kind of get the required experiences from both. And it really just helps you get the information you need to get kind of settled and sorted out as an international student on campus. But again, if you are coming to the States for the first time, you do need to take part in international orientation, but again, can enroll in the other programs as well.
And, taking part in international orientation, there are a lot of requirements that go into being a student, an international student at the University of Richmond. And so international orientation really gets you through those requirements with a group of people that will be able to say, okay, like I know what I'm doing, because you will also have orientation advisors who are also international students. So being able to get your paperwork done and, getting your vaccination records and all that kind of stuff taken care of in that period of time will be a lot more beneficial. And not only that, but you'll be able to build, relationships with other international students from all over the world. Really being able to build a community that way because our international student population is fairly large and is actually quite the community of people that are really bonded to each other.
Thanks, Dani.
Mm-hmm.
So the next question I have here is who can I talk to in regards to course planning and first year registration? So we know that is tricky and it does seem confusing at first. I do want to reassure you that you are not behind or anything with course registration yet and planning. So what will happen is Endeavor, this is very specific because if you take part in Endeavor, like I said, you will get assigned a Endeavor navigator who is a peer advisor who will reach out to start talking with you about the course registration process and classes you want to take. And then your academic advisor will reach out to you to connect with you to talk you through again what the registration process looks like. If you are not in Endeavor, you still also will get we have peer academic advisors who every first year student gets assigned one. And so they would be reaching out to you to talk with you more about, again, course registration and that planning process, especially from the student perspective. And you also will be assigned a summer academic advisor who will contact you to also help talk you through the process and make sure you are doing what you need to and you're getting registered for the right courses for you. So just know that is coming and sit tight. The other thing that I think is helpful to also mention in regards to course planning and first year registration is that there are also webinars taking place for those topics specifically. Most of those are happening in June, July. So if you look at the schedule online, you will again see that there's different topics around how to register. So people will kind of show you the system that you will use and also talk about different requirements and things like that. So I highly recommend looking up those webinars. And again, if you are unable to attend them, that is totally fine. And again, we record them and put them on our New Spider orientation YouTube page. But also, if if through those things you don't get answers and you have specific things or you're confused, we do have an academic advising resource center. I'm actually located right across the hall from them. And there is great staff who's able to help answer questions. So I would say if you have like an immediate question right now that you really do want an answer to, Andrea Vest, who is the assistant director for academic advising, would be the best person to contact. And her email is avest, so AVEST2 at richmond.edu. Also, I think the website's a great resource for all contact information. So I always tell students, like, if you just Google search academic advising University of Richmond, so anything you're interested in University of Richmond, you will get to websites that you need. And all of our websites have a contact us page on them. So if you click on that button, it will give you email addresses. And again, if you reach out to people, they will get in touch. The other option I'll give you is if you write to newspiders@richmond.edu, I monitor that inbox and would connect you with anyone that you need to. So again, feel free to take any of those resources, but just know that a lot of information is coming your way because again, we want to make sure you feel good about your schedule starting off the school year. So that is all the questions that I have. It's like I'm trying to give it another minute just to make sure that we don't miss anything. But again, what I just want to say is, like I said, please refer to the website. Dani mentioned for Thrive and then for Endeavor. Also, like I said, if you do have any questions at any time, reaching out to the New Spiders. So newspiders@richmond.edu inbox is a really great way to get a hold of someone. And like I said, we will redirect you to the right people if we cannot answer the question for you. So again, I just want to say thank you to all of you for being here tonight. Again, I think transition programs are definitely something we're really passionate about and excited and want students to attend and enjoy as well. So again, thank you to you all for attending. And again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out and let us know. But I hope everyone has a wonderful evening and hopefully we'll see you at the next webinar. Bye.
Goodbye.